Today, we're talking about money, 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 and politics as well. How are all these billions spent on political campaigns truly impacting you, the American voter? Well, new public filings show potential 2024 hopeful Governor Ron DeSantis could be sitting on more than $110 million. For comparison, former President Donald Trump and his super PACs account for about $73 million. And we know Democratic candidate Joe Biden spent more than $1 billion in 2020, and experts predicting he could more than double that this time around. I do want to bring in conservative podcaster Amala Apanobi. I know you were already shaking your head right before we got to you, so we'll get to you in a second. Chief political reporter for the Chicago Tribune as well, Rick Pearson. And Rick, we'll start with you this time around. You know, we're talking about piles and piles of money here. Where does it all come from? What is it really being used for?
Well, where it comes from is from wealthy donors. I mean, that's really the bulk of the fundraising here. What it goes for is for a variety of things. First of all, TV advertising. That is the number one thing that you're going to see this money spent for. Two is a host of consultants who also profit by placing these television ad buys. Also, as far as staffing, travel, all of those kinds of expenses. But the number one thing is about messaging. And that's why I talk about TV advertising, because without money, a candidate can't get their message out. Now, you know, it's another thing whether is it too much money.
What is too much money in this? Punting it right back to you.
Well, for any candidate, there's never too much money. I mean, you only know after the race is over whether you've had enough money or not. But at the same time, obviously, the amounts of money that have been flowing into the system are ridiculous. You're talking about the presidential here in Illinois last year for the gubernatorial race. This is for the office of governor. $250 million. Okay, wow. That's just for one governor of 50 states. So yes, the money keeps flowing. The advent of super PACs and the ability of allied influences to try to influence votes, it's just huge money.
Amala, weigh in here. You were shaking your head earlier. Is this the best way to spend this money?
You know, I know that the money is allocated in certain ways, and there are only certain ways that you can even use campaign funds. So I'm not sure that I can give a prescription as to how they should be using the money. But when I hear this as a young person, I'm 22. I voted for the first time in the presidential election for Joe Biden. And I hear this and I hear the tune of $1 billion, and it just sounds astronomical to me. And to me, I see that voters are getting this through advertising, as Rick said before, and I'm tired of the political campaign ads that are completely biased and just thrown in your face about these certain candidates. I would love to see more of that money spent on trips to actually meet American voters where they are, meet your constituents, talk to people about their real problems, and certainly get a pulse on where Americans stand in all 50 states.
Yeah, and Amala's not alone, Rick, I think, in this level of just sort of exhaustion tinged with disgust, I think, with a lot of this political process. What is your response to that?
Well, part of the problem, and she makes a very good point about liking more retail campaigning, more of the go out and meet the voters, do more town halls. Part of the problem is because of the way the political divides of this country are that leave so few of those truly swing states. Everybody else is flyover country. You're going to get the TV ads, but you're not going to see the candidates. You're not going to get a chance to meet them unless you're, you know, in those 6-10 swing states that are very important, making up the electoral college.
Yeah, and Amala, back over to you. I mean, those reports saying Joe Biden may end up spending more than double compared with 2020, so $2 billion plus. Is that number distasteful to you as a voter?
It is distasteful to me when I hear about Americans who are just struggling to live their lives day in and day out and living paycheck to paycheck, and hear that somebody is spending $2 billion on a presidential campaign. It just blows my mind to think this amount of money is being funneled into these campaigns. And like Rick said, it is largely just wealthy donors who are pushing money into this. And you start to think, especially as a young person who is nowhere near making that sort of money, how much influence do these very few people have over our campaigns? So I think think on both sides of the aisle, you're seeing a lot of Americans think that this is far too much funding for presidential campaigns, and we're wondering how much money it takes to truly sway the way that people vote and how the election turns out.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.